Hey, Jono here. Thank you for joining me for the Hunter Call of the Wild. It's a new game run in Hirschfelden, episode 31. It's been a while. That's mainly because of the Emerald Coast DLC coming out. I think last time I said I was going to start off trying to get this red deer heart shot. I'm actually going to create hunting pressure at the same time as going for red deer while prone at night. Because we have a lot to discuss, I'm going to talk about Emerald Coast. It's been a long time I've been playing just that reserve because it's got way more hunting missions than the last reserves had. So what have I got? It's been so long. Way more hunting missions than the last reserve had. It's for ages. I don't know exactly how many there are, but there's quite a few. And my thoughts on it is, I'm finding it to be probably. I'm just gonna set this marker for way over here. It's probably one of my favorite reserves to hunt on, to be honest. I don't know why I'm scrolling through all that. Honestly, I've been really enjoying that reserve. I don't know if it's bigger than other reserves. It feels bigger. It's got areas like this, sort of crowded, foresty areas, but heaps of nice...
I saw some tracks in that area earlier this morning. Hold on, I'll send the coordinates.
Thank you. Heaps of like open areas too, like plains and that, just like great, like a nice range of animals to hunt, and they're not like just hundreds of different birds. The saltwater crocodiles are really fun to hunt. I'm looking forward to going to Mississippi to see if they've tweaked the alligators in the same manner. I find out like crocodiles can get aggressive. So sometimes they'll even retreat into the water and then just come out at you. And so hunting them's way more fun than I found alligators. Alligators aren't bad, I just often find that they disappear like 400 meters before you get to the water. Can just be a real pain. But I suppose I should be trying to shoot. I haven't got a shotgun. I think... Come back. Come back, Mr. Fox. Alright, never mind. One near... Screw it, let's just shoot him in the butt. I forget we do need to make hunting pressure. So may as well. I found in Mississippi the alligators, like, they can flee quite easily. And then they go into the water and... No, you're gonna... Can I reach you? They go into the water, and then like getting a shot on them is really difficult when you're in the water because you've got the tiniest little space to like land a shot. Oh, okay. I penetrated deep enough to hit a vital, so it counted. Okay, that's totally what I'd planned. So yeah, alligators' best time is to try and get to a lake while they rest, and they do rest for quite a long period of time, but I found that they spooked quite easily and that was it. But the saltwater crocodiles are in marshy areas. They do flee, but sometimes they'll aggro, which just, makes it more fun to hunt. So it's great. The missions... a lot of hunting missions. There's a few that I'm still chipping away at. My only sort of criticism would be some of them are quite grindy missions. Like, some of them like, yeah, there'll be ones where there's like harvest 10 of 4 different types of animals with specific weapons. So that's 40 animals you have to harvest in that one mission. You know, like it's just a little on the grindy side. It almost feels like a passive aggressive, like, oh, you complain there's not enough hunting stuff in the game. All right, well, here. I don't want to do spoilers really or anything, so sorry. I mean, I am going to. So sorry, I'm not like twists or anything, but there's one mission where you have to harvest 150 animals of 3 different species. So, you know, there's no like, you know, trophy score requirement or weapon or anything like that. You just have to harvest a total of 150 of them. But that's fine if you're just playing the game and enjoying it and just chipping away and you don't really care. But when it comes to making mission videos that I do, it's a huge slog. And I'm just over halfway, just slowly been chipping at it. And what else? I'm actually have had one problem with the game, and that's there's magpie geese and they don't land for me. There's a mission to get gold of everything, and the only one I have to get a gold of is the magpie goose, and I just can't get them to land. I go into the areas. I've even watched other people's videos of them hunting magpie geese, just to see what I'm doing wrong, and no, they're just doing exactly what I'm doing, you know, even using blinds and that. And what happens is the geese eventually come along, and they'll come in calm, they'll circle around, and they'll go from calm to alarmed, alert, defensive, and then they'll leave. They won't land, and that's even in a blind. I've had maybe 2 occasions where some have actually landed, and the problem is they'll land 3 feet away from you and downwind to you. So, you know, before you can even really scope out what you've got, you know, their ratings and all that, they're alarmed and they just fly off, and then the others just bail before even landing. I've tried the decoys, I've tried so much. I sent a support ticket to the developers and sent them a short clip to show what I meant, and they're working on it. So, I mean, I'm glad that they didn't just say, like, you need to be non-visible to them, or you need to be up. It's like, yeah, I know, but like every other game that's had geese, I've had no problems with like with hunting them. And yeah, the footage I've seen, you know, people will be in a blind, and they'll just have like 10 geese land, you know, close by in the water. They'll just shoot a couple, and then the others will all fly away, and then eventually they'll all come and settle back down again. So I refuse to believe that it's not a bug. Every now and then I keep trying. It's kind of annoying, because there's another mission where you're meant to get one that's a piebald, and it's like, well, so far I can't even get one. So that's disappointing. And the only other thing I'll say, well, I might say more, I can't really remember, I didn't take notes. But one other thing regarding the missions, the storyline, I feel ends in a real anticlimactic, lackluster way. It just sort of ends, and the central plot is 2 friends that are celebrating their friendiversary or whatever, and they exchange gifts, and you're the person picking up the gifts and dropping them off. And the second gift, you pick it up, but there isn't even a mission to drop it off anywhere. It's just unfinished. So you can go to a location and drop it off. I made a video actually showing that, and you get XP in that. It's almost like they forgot to write it in as a mission. It just doesn't seem to happen. So you can kind of conclude it. There's dialogue and everything. But, are there any red deer in this area at night? I didn't open my notes, so I don't know what time do red deer drink. I might end up going down here, hoping you're on this side, but for now we'll just keep going this way. Actually, quickly go here, because it's right by. Yeah, the game, like the final mission, it's setting you up where you assume you're going to be taking on a crocodile, because you haven't done that yet in the story. And they send you looking, and there's like, oh, there's old Steve, he was a big bastard, or something like that, and, you know, his son might be around, and you look for signs, like, you look for signs of a croc feeding, and you find them, and they're like, well, that's it, thanks. And you sort of think, well, wait, aren't we gonna now hunt this dangerous crocodile? Like, aren't we gonna do that? It's like, no. So, I think someone left a comment with a question on one of the missions being like, is this the last mission? Is this it? And it's like, seems to be. So, disappointing in that regard. I have no idea why they didn't set up for you to take on a croc. So that's some XP there. You're going to be a pain to get to because... oh god, there's another one. Alright. But other than that, yeah, heaps of deer, the goats. I think they've changed the goats now. I'm sure they used to be class 4 and now they're class 3. So you have to be careful with that. There's definitely been a couple times where I've shot one with the wrong rifle and screwed the rating. But yeah, other than that, it's a really good reserve. If you are on the fence about getting it, I recommend it. Like, kangaroos are fun to hunt. They're quite tricky. You've got a very narrow little lung area, and they're quite easy to spook. You won't even realise they're nearby, and you've spooked them. But you'll get an aggressive one every now and then out of a pack, and they'll come over to you, and you know, you can just shoot them in the chest with a shotgun. It's quite satisfying. But they're fun to hunt. There's a Bhandari or something like that. They're okay. I was hoping that they would be like buffalo or bison and be a little more aggressive. These ones just flee, and that's the thing too. With the missions, you've got with Bhandari, there's a mission that involves doing things really, really close. Like, you have to land a heart shot from within 25 meters. And because they flee, just getting close enough is the real struggle. It's not, the heart shot would be one thing, but yeah, you got to get right in their face. So, I haven't really been focusing on that, but problem is I think I'll need my pistol to do it, and I just don't have the ammo unlocked that will just stay right. No. Alright, good. Couldn't tell if it was in front or behind a tree. Yeah, I don't have the ammo that has the penetration of 100. So I don't know if the pistol can even shoot chest on deep enough to down a Banton. And yeah, but anyway, like lots of hunting missions. If you've been hoping for hunting missions, they're back. Like one other complaint I would have with them though is they sort of did it with, they introduced it in the last reserve, New England, and they've got it here again where you have to get specific fur variations for some missions. Like the Banton, you got to photograph one from within 50 meters that's mocha fur and one that's a melanistic. And kangaroos, you need a leucistic one, and you need a grey one or a red one, but they're not exactly uncommon. So that's not a big deal. I'm not really a fan of missions like that where you can't really grind for fur. Can I hear another one? Can I see another one? Because, yeah, as long as they don't do, like, what they did with Park Fernando and expect you to get a diamond of everything. Gold of everything's totally fine. I have no problem with that. But, you know, if they were like, harvest a diamond animal, that's not really a big deal. If it's not a specific animal, you just need a diamond, that would be fine. But fur's different. You can't grind fur, and if it's going to be a very rare one, it's kind of annoying too. You really want something a little more common. Okay, so double done. Yes. So that's one. So I'm still chipping away at it. I'm just taking my time. Hopefully we'll finish those missions. I mean, the 150 just is a grind. There's no way I won't be able to complete that, but there's just a lot of tricky missions. I was hoping that they would come back. Alright, definitely hear. Problem is that all I'm hearing? Because the wind's in a good spot. But this location I'm in is terrible. Yeah, it's bison. And as you can see, they've added, if you haven't been playing since the reserve came out, since Emerald Coast came out, the fleeing is now saying you can visibly spot. It's an interesting thing that it makes it feel like the game is harder, because you just think like, oh man, all these animals flee, like, so easy now. But it's more of a case of, let's just go the long way. It's more of a case of you weren't aware that it was even there to begin with, and now you are, so it just feels like that. And they fixed the animal calls. Well, I mean, I've found them to be fixed. The funny thing is they've added to the calls an estimate of the distance they're away, and that was the main problem of not being able to hear the calls. You couldn't hear them, so you couldn't tell how close the animal was. So it's kind of funny that even if the animal calls were still inaudible, but they had that estimate, that would really help with the problem. But no, I'm glad they fixed it. Other than that, I haven't had any real problems. It's always interesting when a new reserve comes out and I release videos for the missions, you see which ones get more views than others, and like, by, you know, not just like 10 views or something, you get like, you know, like I got one video that's in the thousands. It's, you know, like 30 times more views than every other video. So it's that sort of thing where it's like, I guess that that mission is causing problems for people. It's hard to tell because, you know, people will either not actually ask anything, or, you know, sometimes you piece it together through their Facebook page. But other times it's like, well, oh yeah, I set that for there. I really want to actually be finding tracks for red deer and following them. Yeah, sometimes people ask, like, a question or saying, like, and you can understand what the problem was. Like, I do know in Mississippi, a lot of people weren't able to interact with mission items. Like, even the very first mission, I think you had to shoot a briefcase out of a tree, and a lot of people, it just wouldn't be something they could then pick up or interact with. And it's like, oh, okay, like... But that's always the downside is, you know, you'll get like a dislike or something, and it's like, well, is it because the mission's bugged for you? Like, I mean, it sucks that it's bugged for you, but you can't expect, you know, I can't make a video dealing with an issue if I'm not facing that issue. If I'm facing the issue, I can address it if I can actually complete it or not. Like, one of the missions doesn't register your kills if you're not holding the weapon. This was a problem in New England as well. And so I make a video, and it's like, well, this is how, you know, I got to work. Because some people are like, it's not counting. It's like, well, this is how to make it count. But if the mission is to pick up a book and the book can't be picked up, but I didn't have that problem, like, how am I to know that that's a problem on, like, day one of a release? It just seems like that. It's no big deal. But no, it's in my opinion, it's definitely one of my favorite reserves. Like, I don't really want to go. I have to go all the way back. I'm just trying to think of them. Yeah, I don't actually have any info on red deer. I'm looking at I keep tabs of lead zones and that, but some of them are less active than others, so I'm not going to stop and actually look up. But yeah, just trying to work out when red deer do what they do. But I haven't got anything for actually night time, so I might just fast travel here and do another sweep. So no, Emerald Coast is, yeah, definitely one of my top reserves to hunt on. What I actually need to check too is, because I'm playing it on my new game playthrough, not too long after they released it, I think more people were facing the problem I was having with New England, where it would just eventually go into a state of constant saving. And they released a hotfix or a small patch to fix that. So apparently that won't happen anymore. So I need to actually transfer over my original game save file, which I haven't used in for ages. Go to Emerald Coast, because I tried it on my original game and Emerald Coast immediately had that constant saving problem. But I need to go back and see if it works, because I mean, it won't be hard out doing missions again for videos, but like I was saying with the Banton earlier, like, it would be nice if I actually had a weapon that can, like, do that penetration, so I can try and get this heart shot. And I've noticed, well, I haven't seen anything about it before, like, not in the video, but I think that, I don't know about other weapons, but I think that my main go-to, the Empress here, is, I think it's been nerfed a little. Because I've noticed with some of the bison, like, just doing, like, hunting and or is it Silver Ridge Peaks that has? Yeah, Silver Ridge Peaks. And there's been a lot of times where there's a bison and I shoot it straight on. And normally that bullet would, like, go all the way through the heart, hit the lung, yeah. And now it's just not even touching, like, it's not even hitting an organ. It's just hitting flesh and stopping. So even though it says the same thing for, you know, penetration, it's still like 40. It isn't hitting nearly as deep. And I had someone saying on one of the videos that they were like, yeah, what is, what's the deal? Like, I think because there's a mission where you have to, I think you have to kill bison. Oh, it's a great spot. You have to kill bison from, you have to get like a quick kill of 100. Alright, good, it did hit. One thing I get paranoid about when being prone is sometimes terrain will actually block the barrel. It's one of those small fixes that would be great, a quality of life fix, if it just came up on screen, you know? Like, shot won't, you know, shot is blocked. Just something like that. But yeah, there's a mission where you have to get like 2 or 3 bison, and I think it's a quick kill of 100, and I just had bison there, I was just shooting chest on, and someone was a little disappointed that they'd bought, I think they'd bought the rifle I was using, and it just wasn't working, and it's like, yeah, I reckon it's been nerfed. Alright, going nice and slow, try and get this final... actually, the opposite of slow. I'll just go face down. So yeah, I need to try other guns and that as well. I think I need to do a big weapon overhaul. I've got my Magnum's the one I go to all the time. I've said countless times. Because I'm all about the penetration, and that has, like, real good penetration with, and it's the only rifle that seems to go, I think I'll go for you, because I don't know if you are facing me or not. Yeah, it's the only rifle that seems to go from classes 4 to 9. Everything else is 4 to 8 or something like that. But one thing I haven't really considered is the fact that so many reserves don't have a class 9 animal. So why have this gun? If there's another rifle that has penetration of 40, surely I should use that. And the main, because I've said countless times too, the main downfall of the 7mm is the one round. You fire it and you have to reload. Which most of the time isn't a problem, because in cases like this, you fire it and the animal's dead, but there are times where, certainly like diamond grinding, or like that mission for 150 animals, you know, if you can shoot off 3 or 4 rounds, it makes your work much quicker. Yeah, was the other one over here somewhere? Yes. Yeah, it makes the work much quicker, so I need to just go through and do a real big cleanup. Okay. Yay. I was hoping too we would have the hunting pressure. It's just, yeah, it's definitely not coming up as complete. You might have to kill 5 animals. And I think I've done 4. Alright, so from a ground blind. Okay. I can stack that. Oh, I probably won't stack it with that one. But that's not a bad one. Okay, so let's go back here and make it daytime now. That's one thing I found with Emerald Coast too. Nighttime hunting, I've only done it a couple times. There was a mission that you had to kind of hunt at night. Well, not kind of, you had to hunt at night. And I find visibility so poor. Like, it's real foggy, and there are times where you turn the light off because I can see better with it off, but you turn it off and it is barely visible. Like, you just cannot see it all. I had to hunt feral pigs, and that was so much harder than it should have been. I just could not see. It was just like blind. So I don't know if that's just bad luck with the weather, or whether they are just like, nah, here in Oz we have real foggy night. But yeah, if you like night hunting, I don't know how you'd feel about that one. So that red deer, I mean, I know I don't need a red deer, but I need hunting pressure, and there's a red deer this way. Just gotta make sure I'm in the mission area. Yeah, that was pretty terrible experience, but otherwise, no, I am very, very happy with Emerald Coast as a reserve, as areas to hunt in. I like nice open areas, and I appreciate them not just all being, you know, open. You got to have some dense regions and that, but I just find it so much more enjoyable, and it's just that there's so many areas to go into. I tend to avoid really crowded areas. See, like, this area is annoying for how hilly it is. I just don't like real, like, steep, crappy areas. So when I hunt this area casually, I often just avoid this region completely. I tend to like go for Fleischer, easier to transverse spots. Am I gonna die if I slide straight down? No. But Emerald Coast, yeah. Like I said, it does have, like, big areas like this. Heaps of trees, real dense, but I think it's also just really nicely balanced out with open fields, and feral goats are in a nice, like, almost deserty, dry area, like no trees, no... Well, some trees, but not like dense, thick spots like this. Okay, I regret going this way, and I'm still going. I don't know where that deer is gone. I should have just kept going this way. Still in the area, okay. See if she comes over. But yes, very grindy. You know, if they ask for like a good feedback, I appreciate hunting missions. I think we all do. Like, if you don't like hunting missions, you can just play the game. But if you do like hunting missions, and they don't give you any, well, kind of, for some people it feels like it, you know, it's the value of gameplay gone. Like, some people don't just enter a random reserve and hunt. They do the missions and then they move on with their lives, and it's like, well, if you can complete like Mississippi in like an hour compared to when it used to take you like, you know, 40 hours to complete a reserve, you're kind of feeling cheated. But I would say hunting missions are good, but just please, like, 150 animals, 50 would have been quite a lot. And then, yeah, 40 animals, team with a bow, team with a pistol, team with a rifle, team with a shotgun. It's like, really, like, that's a lot of hunting. But as I said, it's like, well, I'm looking at it from the viewpoint of trying to make videos of missions, and it's not obviously designed with that in mind. If you're just playing the game, you're gonna chip away at it. You know, if you're hunting for diamonds, well, you're gonna go through a whole bunch of animals anyway. But I also really think they should drop rare furs. Uncommon, even if the mission was, you know, harvest Bhandari with a uncommon or rare fur variation. Fine, cool. Not a problem. But melanistic's kind of annoying. I don't know how rare it is, especially for Bhandari. The biggest problem is he's also black Bhandari, so it's easy to be like, oh, there's one. But it's actually got like a bit of white on its legs or something like that. I've gotten the mocha. I got that. I didn't even know it was mocha. Basically, if I'm approaching a herd of Bhandari, I just start snapping photos wildly, and that one that acknowledged was like, okay, like, whatever. Oh, max weight. I think the only thing I need for the kangaroo, there's a kangaroo mission, and the only thing I need is a leucistic one. They're quite tricky because they rest a lot, they flee quite easily. Getting a good look at them for their fur is tricky. Right, where? It's just really annoying. Where's this? I just need one more. Had to be you. Might work. Never know. Problem is, I think it will see me before I see it. So I might just keep an ear out. I might just keep following Mr. Roe Deer. Yeah. Need some droppings so I can tell how old these tracks are. Well, okay, you're there. No reason not to shoot you. Might even... Oh dear, I think I shot it in the head that time. Three shots is not... Dude, yeah. Die! Alright. Hopefully, this is some hunting pressure done. Thanks for coming to me. I'm not really a fan too of the new hunting info. Okay, so some terrible shot there. Again with the terrible shot there. And then finally hit an organ. Crappy. Right. It's overlapping a bit too. Because this is the annoying thing. I can't remember if you are meant to... If you're meant to have overlapping hunting pressure or just hunting pressure in the area. And the last mission I think it was like 3 and it was done. What's that? Okay.
Excellent. That should be enough hunting pressure
Okay,
to
wow,
keep the
that's
bison
really
out.
delayed.
Great work. Breaking news. Dr. Bhandari has found the likely source of the outbreak. Based on urine samples he gathered, it seems that one of the bulls has been harboring the Brucella bacteria in its reproductive tracts. He's been the carrier this whole time, staying healthy but infecting the females. We need to separate him from the herd by putting him down.
Okie dokie.
You've been an amazing help so far. It is a difficult hunt, but it would be the final nail in the coffin for this epidemic. Hirschfelden would be able to continue hosting a large and healthy bison population.
Okay. I think that's down south. Alright, let's head for it. That's right. That's the problem. The nearest outpost is... You really want to be coming, I think, from the south, but... Okay, we'll circle it. I'll give it a go. So yeah, if you've been playing Emerald Coast, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's nice to hear what other people think. And yeah, I just had to say, like, I thoroughly am enjoying hunting there. It's been like, yeah, very, very easy. Easy. A very, very fun ride so far. I'm hoping to make my geese fixed soon, because I would really like to be able to get on with them. And yeah, the saltwater crocodiles are also like a real like cash cow. Like, you go into a marshy swampland and you know they're there, they're aggressive, they're just resting, they're whatever they're doing, and you bag them and you get like $1,100, like, you know, for each one, depending on their quality and that. And you can just like go on a massacre of the crocs. Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm looking forward to Mississippi because I think they tweaked them there too. I'm pretty sure they said in their patch notes that they were getting a tweak, and hopefully so. Because I just don't find them that satisfying to hunt in Mississippi. I'll check out lakes and that, but once they go in the water, yeah, you kind of you know, may as well give up. Like, I mean, maybe on PC it's much easier to aim, I don't know, but like, I have managed to down crocs in the water. But it's just that that thing of like the bullet, if it, you know, if it hits the water may as well be like the road, you know. A bullet will not penetrate like a millimeter of water. It's kind of annoying, especially with a more powerful rifle. You'd think surely it'd be a little more generous with that. Okay, so because from what I remember of this mission, it's a difficult hunt because it's somewhere where it's like it's here and it just, you cannot get a clear view of the area, and that's why I said you almost want to come from the south and head up north into the area, and then you can actually see him. So I'm going to just slowly go for it. And yeah, hopefully be interesting with the warning calls and that. The distance will help, because I find that, yeah, adding the estimate's really good too, because even something like a red fox or a coyote, I mean, when you can hear the call, you can tell if it's close or not, but sometimes looking at, look at that, you can look at that estimate and it's like, this thing's like 20 meters away from me, it's not going to stick around, like, so you just move on. And it can also, fleeing's, you know, annoying, but if you're looking for a specific animal and then you just see that it's fleeing, you get the audio cue, or the visual cue, I'll say, that it's fleeing. At least you can be like, ah, there's one, you know, this way, and pursue it if you wish. It's quite a handy update. And so far too, I haven't actually heard any reports of any other reserves taking a hit. Usually new content comes out and a random reserve will just have a random problem. And so far, yeah, I haven't heard that problem at all. Oh, they actually... Okay. Kind of feel like with a small area like this, they don't need to bother with the hunting opportunity, but I'll take it. So yeah, I'm going to just have to slowly circle around. And see if I can get a clear view. Because yeah, I'm basically going to just... I could start going more direct now. Thankfully the wind's behaving. Because yeah, if it's blowing east, you're kind of screwed. Northeast is a bit of a pain. Really? I don't think it's a diamond or anything. I think it's just a sick bison. It's not it there, is it? No, I don't think so. But you see what I mean? The location it's in is just a real prick of a spot. Like, they knew what they were doing. You kind of have to get in close just to be able to see them. And you can't call them or anything, so not really much you can do. There he is. I missed it, the estimate for the distance. It doesn't update when you move closer and that like it used to. Let's go for a nice unshot. Yeah, I think they take way longer to drop now with this rifle. Because it gets to that point where you're wondering, oh, did it even die? Or like, did I hit a vital thing? Because it's like its health's not even going down. That stupid marker stays there. Yeah, go away. So yeah, even if you were coming along here, I mean, it's such a messy area. Like, yeah, you definitely want to kind of come northeast. Okay, end of your plague. Yeah. Here we go. So...
Well done.
Say,
Dr. Bhandari let me know that
delay.
he can't thank you enough. If you hadn't helped him out, the whole bison project could have been canceled. Now our reserve visitors will be able to enjoy these magnificent creatures for a long time to come.
Yeah, see, is it... It's like still there.
Oh, by the way, I know the doctor would very much like for you to continue keeping the bison population in check.
There we go. Weird how it's doing that. No opportunity. Okay, well that's it for this episode. That timed out rather well. Yeah, I think I had said like a month ago that I was going to try getting the red deer heart shot, but the thing with it is I'm going to save scum a little bit, so, well, depending on how many attempts it takes, I might get it the first try. And because I wanted to discuss Emerald Coast, I didn't want to have to try and, you know, juggle the editing. Damn it, that's too deep. Oh no. Cool. I don't want to have to juggle what I've said and all that with editing. So, also, I'll focus on the other mission, but yeah, that one we will do next. We are going to focus on it's Old Muller, but yeah, 5 till 9, so just fast travel here. My plan is to not use a blind. I could set up before he's due to arrive and get 2 out of the way, but I would rather approach when he should already be there and try my luck with whatever angle, calling him and that. I think I'll go in that direction. I might change my mind after an attempt, we'll just see. But, yeah. Or possibly even just get a tent. Put a tent up and then rest, whatever. But we're very close to finishing off this reserve. I'm going to move on to, I think, Medved is the next reserve. Hopefully it's working properly now. I think I'm going to do that on my other save file, the one that I've been doing Emerald Coast and that on, just because I think my weapon scores are going to be higher. My level's much higher. I'm on like level 50 something in that, so I think I'll do that. Part of me's tempted to just start again from level 1 and do Medved at level 1, and maybe in the future I'll do something like that, each reserve just staying from level 1, but the biggest problem is just weapons not being unlocked and gear not being unlocked. It can make it a real headache. But yeah, anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take it easy.